I got your wig, ho. Ha ha. You're mad. Miss Wig. I got your wig, ho. I got your wig, ho. Miss Wigiana.
I want to have a conversation where I can actually verbalize instead of coming at you with complete anger. Everybody was right about you. You're a piece of shit. I see you. I want you to know that.
You need to just calm down.
I see you. You're a dirtbag. You're a dirtbag. Yes.
Capable of it.
By the way, you look like
So do you.
oh, terrible.
Why don't we move on?
Yeah, I think
I don't think it's going in a good direction.
This is bad.
So why don't we move on then?
Okay, it's fine.
This is not.
I'm laughing at you. You're a clown.
Jen.
Cut it out! Cut it out! You're the queen of this. You. Come on!
No.
You animal! They learn from the best white trash. Whore. Tony, whore. Let her know you think I'm a whore. My brother married a whore.
Enough! The two of you, are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
Okay, everybody calm down. Danielle, take a deep breath.
I think she should go.
Come on, man. Don't make me go.
I'll go.
I promise you. I'm done. I'm going to the Danielle, don't go far.
No, she's not.
Listen to me, but I want to talk to you. Listen to me.
No,
Listen to me.
Why'd you do that?
Told Teresa. Not the time.
I'm talking to her right now. Just let her be hurt for a second.
Look what Margaret.
Stop, it's not about you right now.
Just saying.
It's not about you.
I'm not saying it's about me. I'm not saying it, but I'm saying you not to get violent.
Don't get in my face.
Do not break up my family. You
my face.
do not break up my family. You bitch. You piece of. You bitch. You mother. You are a piece of garbage.
Come here, Teresa.
Bitch.
Come here.
You bitch.
Come here.
You I hate her. She's a piece of.
Her husband got the man boobs.
Here's the thing. I think when we talk about husbands, it's the most sensitive.
Don't start none, won't be none, Melissa. She's sitting there talking about me crying alone at night at home.
She shouldn't have thrown anything.
Thank you, Margaret.
Pull yourself together. You're okay.
She's aggressive. She is aggressive.
You guys, okay, I'm going. I just want to let you know.
You're
Because I don't want for this.
mediator. Where are you going?
I can't mediate this. You guys have gotten
You're
used
the
to
voice
this
of
level
reason.
of disgusting.
Are you kidding?
I'm
You're
not
the
used
voice
to it.
of reason.
It is still. I don't want to be around it. Gross.
We love you. Thanks
Love
for
you.
organizing.
No one thinks it's weird that Jen's co-hosting a party. She just
I do think it's a little odd.
I thought that I probably was walking out and the worst of it was probably over. Apparently not so much.
Do you care if she stays, or should I tell her she has to go? Do you feel comfortable with her here?
I will give her permission to stay.
Okay.
No, I feel she's digging her own grave, so tell her I say welcome. Okay. She don't bother me none. She can come
she
back.
doesn't bother you, and you're not afraid
I
of her.
dress for a party. You all dress for a funeral. I dress for a party because I'm laughing at that.
I have black on, by the way. So thank you.
I do. So you don't feel threatened?
No, I do not.
I'm the whore, so just let me sit here in my whoreness.
She better stay in her seat.
You know exactly what you've been doing. 5 of the women came to my home, and I showed them in black and white the truth.
So there is someone in Louis' past that makes problems in Louis' existing life.
The ex?
We get information that this individual
The ex.
is talking to Margaret. And Margaret is getting information about Teresa and Louis and is trying to hurt them with it.
First year she was with Louis and all that stuff was coming out, never had spoken to her. Never spoke to her before New York.
that.
Never once. When she was accusing me of all that stuff, never once. Have I spoken to her since then? Absolutely.
Like you've never met her in person?
No, never met her in person. I've seen her at events and stuff. Listen, Dolores, I'm not going to go back and forth about it.
I don't want to go back and forth. It's not my thing because I'm tired of all of this whole thing.
This is the whole thing. I would never hold a summit, a burn summit.
I have the
You're a liar.
Good.
Teresa, you have the facts on your
Teresa,
side. So
yes,
what
I
is she
have the
going to
facts
say?
on
What
my
could she
side.
possibly say?
That's why she's
Do you
lying.
know what the funny thing is?
Lying.
How would you if I had at my house?
Sure you did.
No.
I'm sure you
No,
did.
I
at my house.
This is what she does. She has people at her house the night before New York and a smear campaign on my husband. September 20th. And I remember that day, I had so much stress. I gave myself a headache. And then to see that Margaret had a part of this is, oh my God.
What are your thoughts on Margaret and Melissa?
Margaret and Melissa?
Mm-hmm.
I think Margaret has been around and dealt with sexual harassment, etc. So I think she has a head for domestic violence. And so I'm a fan of her trying to shine a light on it. And I think it's because she's walked that walk in her life. I don't know too much about it, but I've heard her say that she's, gone through some things there. So I'm always like, let's go. Like anytime domestic violence gets mentioned, I'm here for it. So that's something that's important to me. I'm passionate about that. Melissa, I think, seems to be tiring of the diplomatic way she's had to engage with her family. So I think she seems to be turning the corner, hopefully, and, standing up for herself because she's sort of had to, deal with Teresa and deal with Joe and kind of, be diplomatic. They have children, so there's cousins and things that she does the right thing by being mindful and careful. But I suppose there's only so far you could push someone.
Teresa said, and I quote, "I can't wait for the world to see what a liar she is." And she was referring to you, Margaret Josephs.
I love it. I love it.
What is she talking about?
I know. Let me take the wind out of her sails. This is her big bomb. Margaret Josephs spoke to Louis' ex, Vanessa.
Okay, so how did that happen? How did you speak to Vanessa? Did you find her?
No, I didn't find her. It's so ridiculous. It's like I spoke to her. Big deal. It was nothing major. She thinks I was the one putting things out there from the beginning. I never spoke to Vanessa before I met Louis. I never spoke to him the first year he was on the show. Nothing like that. After they spoke to Laura, I spoke to her maybe like once or twice. That was no big deal. But after the Bo Dietl stuff, I spoke to her for sure.
But did you reach out to Vanessa on Instagram, or did Vanessa reach out to you?
Never.
Well, how did you speak to her?
That's what it was. She had DM'd, at that point with all the lawsuits and this going on, the Bo Dietl, she had reached out to all of them. At this point, everybody was in contact with the Bo Dietl stuff.
Okay.
Because we were all like, what's going on here?
Okay.
Because at that point, she already had the restraining order and everything. But prior to that, I will say, with the Laura stuff, after the Laura season, I had, DM'd with her, and that was it. But nothing before that.
Proven that he did not
Did you ever think that maybe your husband isn't forthcoming with you about the information things that he does?
Your husband's not forthcoming about his...
It's not your place to talk about my husband. Stop. My husband.
You talked about my husband first.
Dolores, could you ask her to let me talk?
Doesn't want
you
to.
know what it is?
Lying.
Jackie had their house.
I think Margaret and Melissa were waiting to tell me Jackie had Louis' last two exes at her house.
He befriended her.
I did not. Jackie, can I say one thing? Had you met with the ex before you were friends?
No, they obviously... No, she's just asking if you've had her at your house. No. Admit that if it's true, because I'm sure there's proof.
Yeah.
I met with her.
Once my fight with Teresa was over, I stopped speaking to that ex. So I hadn't spoken to her in years. So I was very caught off guard, and I did not know how to react in that moment.
We hated each other. You went after my husband. And I was scared to tell you because I didn't want to this up. But you know what? I'm glad that you know, because I was always nervous that you were going to find out. And I realized quickly, shut the up.
Everything that came out was from her.
I knew they were all hanging out with them. I knew they were all talking to them. Jackie had him at her house because Margaret's not going to be that dumb and have him at her house. Or Melissa's not going to have him at her house because then Melissa's going to look so bad. That's my sister-in-law. And Margaret let Jackie do it. You see, because, at the time, Jackie was Margaret's puppet.
This is before the Warrior video came out.
do anything. What am I going to do with the video?
You're the one that got subpoenaed.
You subpoenaed the wrong bitch.
To see you, to get engaged or bring our family together and finally get married and have a life together. I've been here for a week. These are my brothers. These are my bond. These are my brothers. This is my coach, Kevin. These are guys that are very unfamiliar in my life. I love you, and I love our family together. I love our children, and I hope you receive this message well. Thank you. I love you. Thank you for your time. I hope that this hits your heart well and you understand where I'm coming from, and I hope to come home to you and be able to have a chance and opportunity to talk to you and share with you my experience in my life.
You gotta talk from the heart. You go back to your fucking brain. She doesn't want to fucking hear your brain.
I love you. I'm sorry I made mistakes and held myself back and held my truth inside.
You better fucking
and
feel
worried
her pain.
worried about other people around me.
Feel her pain.
Acknowledgement. I feel your pain. I'm sorry I put you through pain. Thank you for being patient with me and seeing the man that I didn't see that you see and you saw in me.
What are you gonna do about it?
I'm going to fix this. I'm going to come home and show you and prove to you the man, the best version of myself that I am right now.
She heard that before. What are you going to do?
I'm going to take action as soon as I get home.
You're saying beautiful words. What are you going to do?
I'm going to propose to you and get married, if that's okay with you.
She has her at her house in 2021.
I can't believe that.
With her.
I can't that. So all this is her.
Yes. Louis' ex reached out to me, as she did to every single member of this cast. And she gave me something that I could use if Teresa didn't stop. I actually am glad that it's out there because A, who can blame me for doing it years ago?
Totally fine with Jackie doing that because I hurt her. I hurt her by putting out, by saying what I said about Evan.
I never, ever had anything to do with her again.
That's fine. She's fine with it. You don't have to keep explaining yourself. I don't even.
We'll talk, okay?
All right.
You feel vindicated after this season. This was a long season for you.
Yes.
You have been essentially blamed for, trying to rip apart Luis and Teresa's wonderful marriage. Do you feel vindicated?
Yes. I feel so vindicated. It's absolutely insane. I mean, it took the whole damn season for the truth to come out. I did get that subpoena. In 2021. It's like lawyer's subpoena. This wasn't like a court ordered, I had to show up. It came regular mail. And I was like, what is this? It was to be a witness in a domestic violence case for Louis. I had no idea what it even was. I had never.
And so you give it to your lawyer and you were like, I don't want to attend this. I don't know anything about this. And you were like, I'm not going in. And they were like, fine.
Yes, exactly.
And everyone, didn't a bunch of people get these subpoenas, or a bunch of people were called as witnesses? It wasn't just you.
It was, I think other people were called. I don't really even know, but that was in 2021. In the new case with the Bo Dietl situation, her attorney had, Ms. Reiser reach out to numerous people because that was her case, not just with Louis, but with Bo Dietl as well.
What was done this year? There's no going back. There isn't.
I don't know. I don't know if there can be a next chapter with this group of women. I just don't know that it exists in this world.
You can see underneath all the madness, there is a love. You can almost feel it, you can see it, and so it's so nice at the end when you see women getting back together. But it makes me sad that that is not in the cards for, I think, most of this cast.
There are some good people, though, who are open to resolutions and who are open to good times and know how to have a petty fight. And I think if you take those people and you build around that, we could have a really...
Whatever they say, I'm sure is the best decision. And, for me, there's no fear. People sit there and like, oh, what if you didn't have the show? I mean, I don't know. Guess I'll go back to counting my Ferraris. In all my bathrooms and go back to my fabulous life. So it's so funny when people are like, what are you gonna do? I don't know, just go back to being fabulous.
Whatever I say doesn't go, the Bravo, people above, they make the last decision, so I really can't say. Yeah, we'll see what Bravo, has in store for me, we'll see.
Oh, it's like scary. Like, I love what I do. I've never taken it for granted one day. I just hope whatever comes of this, I'm a part of it.
Is it not time for a rebrand? It is time.
Yes.
I think it's time to do what happened with New York.
bring fresh faces in. That said, I love the Rachel and Danielle combo on New Jersey. I love that they're fresh and young. They're funny. And Jen Fessler, even, I love there is positive energy. I agree. There's all the negativity from get rid of all the others. Set them free. Let them move on to the new.
We're going to figure something out. We're all on the same page. How about that?
Ew. Like JK, but like maybe not. But thank you for watching. But you hating ass bitches always have something to say. Hating ass bitch, but you're still watching my vids. What? You're so upset. But that's like okay, because have a piece of bread, have a Xanax, relax, because I said what I said.